So can you tell me a little bit more about what was featured this year? So I know you have characters along the drive-through. They give out like treats and stuff as well, and I saw that they give out like reindeer treats as well. So can you just tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the church grounds are great, really, because we got an entry point and an exit point. So when we decided to do the grotto last year, we thought we can't just do a Santa's Grotto drive-through, because if they're just waving to Santa, it's going to be 30 seconds long, and they're going to disappear. So we knew we had to kind of make a conveyor belt kind of coming around the back car park and then exiting Santa towards the back end of it. So we thought, how do we make it from like a 30-second experience to, like a 10-minute experience? And the way we could do that is by having characters all the way along the route, entertaining all the way down, with obviously at the back end, the main man at the back end of it. So yeah, we had loads of characters this year. We doubled in characters from last year. The idea was just so that, because we wanted to gift people as well. We wanted, the event's completely free. We wanted to, just bless people in the community. And the idea was to have these characters, and then all of a sudden I thought, oh, if we have some reindeer foods, we can. If we had some reindeers, we can give out some reindeer food. I was a candy cane man. If we have a candy cane man, we can give out some candy canes. And then we just thought about, like what we could do along the way that would surprise people, but at the same time we can kind of gift them stuff along the route, rather than it just being Santa giving a selection box and then off you go. It was full of surprises and kind of almost like a performance all the way along. My favourite was the snowmen spraying on snowflakes on the kids' window screens. It was just something that just came to mind, and I just thought, oh, what could we do with this snowman? And then all of a sudden I thought, snow spray, how do we make that work? Oh, let's get some stencils and do that. And it's not something I've ever seen done before on car windows, but so long as it was dry, we knew it would work. And obviously the kids to have snowflakes being sprayed on the windows by a couple of inflatable snowmen, obviously kids were mad for it. So it was good. So it was basically just, how do we make it bigger? How do we stretch it out longer so people have a longer experience? And how do we kind of create a performance along the way so people keep interested, basically? So this year, I think we had about 35 characters along the route.
I also heard appearance from Elsa's Frozen as well. I bet the kids love that one.
Yeah, so we had a bit of an event in the summer as well, and we had Elsa come along to that. It was basically one of our friends that had done it once before. So he says, "Oh, can you come to our summer event?" The kids went mad for it. So it just naturally happened when we said, obviously we're doing this winter thing again at Christmas. Is there any chance you could come along and do it? She was freezing though, because she just had the dress on, and it was a freezing cold day on Saturday. So yeah, we had Elsa. We decided to just kind of see the gaps within the characters. So we got like a Christmas turkey costume this year, like someone dressed as Christmas crackers and presents, and then we had a full nativity area. So we had like a live action Mary and Joseph, someone dressed as a donkey, stars, angels. So yeah, we just filled in a few of the gaps this year. Yeah, we had about 35 characters, and we was lucky enough to. We was thinking about purchasing a few outfits, but then all of a sudden we somehow managed to get some connection with someone that worked at Amazon that gave us £500 towards the event. So we was able to purely use all that money just to get some more costumes to make it bigger and better this time around.
So how do you think the community reacted to the drive-through grotto this year? Do you think you had a better reaction this year than last year, or would you say it's on par basically?
I think last year was really special because their expectations were really low, because we're just a small church on the top road. The expectations were fairly low. Everyone's like, oh, let's go to this because it's free and it's in the community. If it's a free event, normally there's not as much energy gone into it. to make it as good as it was, and also because of it was off the back of like a really tough year for everyone. Some people were quite emotional last year. They're really emotional, really quite teary, trying to throw money at us, like saying, "Oh, please tell me you're taking a donation." And there was quite a lot of emotional response to it last year, actually, and we had a lot of heartfelt emails off the back of people saying how much it meant to them, and lots of interaction on Facebook and that sort of thing. This year, I don't think it was quite the same where it was as raw, because obviously people would have been let loose and to really kind of feel the Christmas spirit. It wasn't quite as raw this year, I don't think. But already we have had quite a lot of people to take the time to write emails, messages on Facebook, just to say how brilliant it was again. And this year was a different kind of challenge. Because we had stormy weather. It was madness. So literally we arrived at 9:30 to get setting up, and it was torrential rain all day, wind, which is the worst, because obviously all the gazebos and stuff like that. And every half hour we're thinking, this is going to calm down, don't worry. This is going to calm down, don't worry. We'll just crack on, keep plugging in the freezing cold, getting it all sorted. So I think this year people we knew the cars were going to turn out because they're in the cars, aren't they? They're dry. Doesn't matter to them. So we just kept thinking, we've just got to do it. We've got to do it for everyone. We've just got to kind of ignore all the aches and pains and the torture of working in them conditions, and just do the best we can. We knew that we was going to have to tail back quite a lot of stuff, because obviously the wind would have just wiped it out and it could have smashed into people's cars, or we had quite a lot of Christmas trees that had been donated to us just for the day to use real Christmas trees. So we had about 50 of those, and we thought, there's no way these are going to stand up in the wind. So we tied some to railings, did the best we could, but other stuff we just had to tail back a little bit. But people really appreciated this year that, because we had messages saying, are you cancelling it? And we're saying, no, we ain't cancelling it. So I think this year was different, but people equally appreciated the fact that with the weather being so bad, that we'd actually bothered to kind of stick around and do it, rather than just saying it's cancelled. We'd actually took the time to make it the best we could, and then have characters there for 4 hours in the freezing cold. Like entertaining their kids when behind two were like, it's freezing out here. Do you know what I mean? So I think in a different way, people appreciated that we'd done it in such harsh conditions. It mustn't have looked quite as pretty as last year. The snow was blowing back in our faces and stuff like that. The gingerbread, my big gingerbread inflatable, it just kept inflating, and it just kept right against his face like that. It was absolutely hilarious. But we just did the best we could, and I think people appreciated the fact that we'd actually given it a go, and all the kids were massively amused. So that's all that matters, isn't it?
So do you